Good morning, student. Today we are going to see the next part of our first lesson of political science, post World War political developments. Means after World War, which development took place in the world. In that lesson, we saw the first part is interdependence, means how each and every country is dependent on another country for some reasons. Even though every country is well developed, every country is self sufficient, then they depend on other country for some reasons. And interdependence is the main part of the global system. Now we are going to see the second part, international relations through foreign policy. International relations through foreign policy. Every nation has policies about its internal dealings as also about its relations with other nations. Every nation means every country has policies about its internal dealing. Every country has its policies for the internal dealing as also about its relations with other nations. Means every country has its policy for itself, and like that it also has its policy for the relations with other nations. It also has its policies for relation with the other nations. Such a policy is called foreign policy, and the policy and the policy with the for the relations with other nation, the policy for the relation with other nations is called as foreign policy. We are going to study India's foreign policy in detail in the next chapter. And what is the India's foreign policy? What is India's foreign policy? We will study this in our next chapter. Here something is given for you. Let us to do some activity is given for you. Collect newspapers for a month and take cutting of news about different foreign countries. Collect newspapers for a month and take cuttings of news about different foreign countries. Classify the news on the basis of the points given below and put up a exhibition. The visit to our country, the visit to our country such a policy is called as foreign policy. Here some activity is given to you. The visit to our country of persons holding important positions in other nations. Second point is treaties signed between our country and other countries. Third is an international conference convened in our country. Fourth is events with respect to our neighboring countries. Here some activity is given to you. And next point is background. The world in which we live today has been shaped through many events and developments. We are living in a developed nation. We are living in a developed nation, and this world in which we live today, it has been developed, it has been shaped through many events and developments. It has been shaped through many events and developments. Means many events and development took place to be the nation like this in which we are today living. Hence, we need to go back to history in order to understand today's world. And so, what is the today's world? To understand this phenomena, we need to go back to history. We need to go back to history and learn what happened in the past. What happened in the past? We know that two world wars were fought in the last century. We know very well that two world wars were fought in the last century. These were the most important events in the world in that century. And these two world wars were the most important events. And these two world wars were the most important events in that century. The world completely changed because of them. Why are these two world wars were the important events in our history? Because the reason is behind that, because of these two world wars, the world totally or completely changed. New currents of thoughts emerge. New currents of thoughts emerge means the thinking of people totally change due to these wars. Let us understand what else happened due to these world wars. Now we are going to learn, we are going to know what else happened, means what was happened due to these world wars. Now we are going to learn about the First World War. The First World War was fought between 1914 and 1918. The First World War took place between the period of 1914 and 1918. Major countries of Europe took part in it. And in the First World War, major countries of Europe took part. And in the First World War, major countries of Europe took part. Europe had a very central place in the international or global system at that time. And when the First World War took place, at that period, Europe had a very central place in the international or global system. The war caused a tremendous loss of life and property. Due to the First World War, there was a tremendous loss of life and property. Means this war caused a tremendous loss of life and property. The countries which joined the war suffered tremendous economic losses. And the countries which took part in the First World War suffered a tremendous economic losses. Even the countries which did not join the war were impacted by the war. And the countries which did not join the war and the countries which did not join the First World War, they also had to face impact of the war. The economies of the victorious as well as the losing countries collapse. And due to this First World War, the economies of the victorious nations, the nations which gain victory in this World War, the economies of that victorious nations as well as the nations or the countries or the countries which lost, which lose, or which defeated in this war, their economy also collapsed due to this First World War. Countries involved in the First World War. Here a small table is given. The name of that countries which involved in the First World War is given here. Allied powers. In Allied powers there was Britain, France, Russia, Italy and America. And Central powers there was Germany, Austria, Hungary, Ottoman Empire and Bulgaria. At the end of the First World War, all the nations felt that such a war should not happen again, and some measures need to be taken to achieve that end. When First World War happened, after that some nations felt that such war should not happen again, such war should not took place again, and some measures need to be taken to achieve that end. And for that means, for not happening the war like the First World War, some need to be taken. Means every country need to take some measures to avoid such wars in the future. An international organization called the League of Nations was established out of this thinking, and due to this thinking of some nations that such war never happen in the future, due to this thinking of some nation, an international organization was established, and the name of that international organization was League of Nations. It became an important platform to solve international disputes. This international organization, means League of Nations, became an important platform which solved the international disputes and carry out negotiations. And when there was some chances of war, when there was some chances that war will happen, at that moment this League of Nations negotiates or solves the international disputes. The main responsibility of the League of Nations was understood to be to avoid war, and the main responsibility, the main objective, the main aim of the League of Nations was understood to be to avoid war, and to solve the disputes of the countries by negotiation. After the First World War, major changes came about in Europe and outside Europe. And when the First World War finished, there was major changes came out in Europe and outside Europe. For example, earlier empires in Europe collapsed and new nations came into being. Means in Europe, which was the earlier empires, they collapsed totally due to the First World War, and new nations came into being. We will see the remaining part of our lesson in our next period. Thank you.